Are you going places or left behind because you don't have a travel companion? Listen to how you can travel more independently. Dr. Travelbest will bring you the best answers, tips, and hear mistakes so you can benefit.
Welcome to Dr. Mary Travelbest's Independent Travel Guide. This is for women who travel, who want to travel, and especially for those who want to travel independently. What's on your bucket list? You can tell me all of your dreams, your wishes, and your travel fantasies of where you want to travel, and I'll help you get there. I'm going to respond to your travel questions as well as share my mistakes and missteps in travel because I've made just about every mistake. You don't have to. I wrote and published the best-selling and famous book, CD, and website, The World's First Guide to Independent Travel, and since 1993, I've been running a marketing business, raising 4 children with my husband, and been a university professor while traveling. My travel experiences are helpful to others like you, so I want to share them so you make your trip the very best, like Travelbest. In this episode, I'll talk about why travel independently. That's your FAQ. I'll also talk about a destination, Australia. And I'll give you my mistake, which was getting lost in Shanghai. I'll also give you a tip about sunscreen. So let's get started with the FAQ. So what's the number one reason, you ask, to travel independently? Well, I'll give you more than one reason, but my best reason is so that you can get comfortable with you. And when I say that, I know that you've traveled before somewhere, but probably didn't go by yourself. And one of the things about independent travel is you really get to know yourself. And by getting to know yourself, you like yourself. So I'm giving you permission to get comfortable and like yourself when you travel independently. One other reason is complete freedom. It is a joy to be totally on your own and do exactly what you want to do. Of course, that comes with responsibility, more so than maybe you've never ever had before. But that responsibility has the freedom attached to it. And that's a really wonderful thing. The third reason, and I'll give you a fourth one also, but the third one is self-confidence. The amount of confidence that you will build within yourself can't be measured in any other way than internally. You'll be feeling like you have grown and you have learned, and that confidence will build upon itself for the rest of your life. I think that by traveling independently, you will have a smile within yourself. You'll have that personal ability to connect with other people. And that's really going into my fourth, is the making connections. Because when you travel independently, you do have a chance to meet people from all new cultures, from all new ways of life, and you will be more apt to meet them. You'll be more apt to meet them because they will be seeking you out and they will feel comfortable talking to you. I do remember going on a trip to Ireland many years ago, and I was on a bus trip, and I met some great people, but they were all from the same place where I was from at the time, Ohio. So here I went all the way to Ireland, and on the bus, I met people from Ohio. Now, that's nice that I met people from the same town, but getting to know people from far away and from other cultures is really a great reason to travel independently. I want you to share this, and I also want you to know that I was shy, and traveling independently has changed me. It's helped me to get over my shyness. I hope that you have the same experience, and I'd love to hear from you about this. Now, let's talk about my independent destination. That's Australia. Yes, Australia, all the way across the world, Southern Hemisphere. They love Americans. I remember hearing about Australia from my father. He was stationed there in the Navy back right after World War II was over. And so even though he never went back, I was able to go there and to share some stories about Australia I was able to bring him a gift, and he's passed away now, but that gift was very meaningful to him, and it was also meaningful to me. And I still have that gift. It was a shirt, and someday I'll wear that. What about Australia did I like? Yes, the flight is very long. It is an island nation, though. And so, because it's an island nation and so far apart, it has some unique characteristics to it. I think you'll find a variety of cultures. No matter where you are in the country, you'll find a whole different set of people. One of the places I remember is Ayers Rock. And 300 miles away is a town called Alice Springs. So if you have a chance to fly in there and explore Alice Springs and then get a chance to go to Ayers Rock, I think that'll be one of the most amazing things you learn about Australia. Of course, you can also stay by the coast. I was able to go snorkeling, and they have plenty of scuba diving and lots of things that you can do that are water related. One of the special things that I did was go visit the Great North in a town called Cairns. And I remember going to Brisbane and getting to hold a koala bear. They were so adorable. So I hope you're able to go to the Lone Pine Sanctuary and have some of those experiences. I also remember being at the beach, and Surfer's Paradise was one of my favorite destinations north of Sydney. So I'm going to talk to you about a mistake. One of the big mistakes I made in my travels was getting lost in Shanghai on a bicycle. So I went out for a fun ride on my bike. My girlfriends that I met let me borrow their bicycle, and they were staying at the Peace Hotel. So I figured I'll just go out for maybe a half hour and then return the bike. Well, I started riding through Shanghai, and then within 5 minutes, I was out on a farm just exploring. This was back in the early days. Shanghai was all bikes, but once you got about 5 or 10 minutes outside of town, it was rural. So I was really enjoying myself. When I came back, a couple of hours later, it was dark by then, and it was rush hour. And so if you can picture thousands and thousands of bicycles all through Shanghai, I was totally lost. I had maps, but the maps did not match the street signs. So I went around and around for what seemed like hours, but I know it was just probably about 30 minutes. Finally, I grabbed a hold of myself and I faced my fears. I knew that I had to get to the Peace Hotel. And so finally, I figured if I could flash the peace sign in front of some people, maybe they would be able to help me out. So by the third or fourth person I flashed the peace sign, they figured out that I was lost, and I was found because they were able to take me. It was just about 2 or 3 blocks away. They were able to show me the way to the Peace Hotel. To finish that story up, I returned to the Peace Hotel 30 years later. It's still a landmark in downtown Shanghai. And there's even a museum if you walk up a flight of stairs. So you can visit that for free. I visited it with my daughter who lived in Shanghai at the time. And what an experience that was. So I know that you don't want to get lost. It can be very frustrating, but there can be a good ending. And I know that you'll find your way. So here's my travel advice. Sunscreen. Be important. To protect your skin is a very important thing. Wear a hat, wear the right clothing. You can get SPF shirts for 50 plus. Wear the lotion, and especially in places where you don't think you're going to need it, make sure you cover yourself. Sunburn coverage is really important, especially if you do get a sunburn. Make sure that you put on the right material afterwards. Some kind of aloe vera. Skin cancer has been in my family, so I'm very concerned about that. So I want to bring meaning to your travel. Thank you for sharing this edition of the world's first guide to independent travel with Dr. Mary Travelbest, and share it with your girlfriends. If you want to know more, just search for Dr. Mary Travelbest, and you'll find me on the web, social media, and in audio formats. Helping women travel best is my goal. Please send me your travel questions so I can help you and help others too. I'm looking for you to travel best. So go ahead and let me know what's on your bucket list.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travelbest, that is.